So you guys should be able to hear me now.
Yep.
So you need to put that thing like a 1/16 of an inch from your mouth. How about you, Sal? Are you good?
I can hear.
Okay, good. So everybody can hear me. I can hear you guys. We got our seatbelts on. So this plane hasn't been flown for a couple weeks, so that's why it starts a little rough. Our GPS is coming on. This is a certified navigator, so this is what we use for instrument flight. This actually pushes our position into my iPad through this little wireless card here.
All right.
This thing's warming up right now. And a bunch of this stuff, I don't use a checklist because we're going to just do a flow checklist. And this is the autopilot warm-up here. So this thing is testing itself right now.
Okay.
And it's going to go through a little test routine. It takes a few minutes, and I'll come back and just turn it back into the on position. We're going to set the RPMs here. Mixture's full rich. I'm going to turn the fuel pump back off. So we got a couple guys sitting over here waiting, so I don't want to get too far over there because we're going to have to go sit up there and do our run-up. So our database. So do you know what any of this stuff? I'm going to go ahead and turn this autopilot off test. This is now ready.
Yankee departing runway 19 to the northeast, flying W.
Flying W, ready, check please.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's what we got going on. This is our navigation and comm radio. So we're on 1228 flying W, 126475 is McGuire Air Force Base. This is our transponder code, which is linked to this radio.
Okay.
We can change it from here, but we don't want to do that. If we had an emergency, we'd reset that, but it's on 1200. That's our VFR squawk code.
Okay.
It's set at, it says that we're at minus 200 feet right now, so that's within limits. And we're going to go ahead and get the weather from South Jersey Airport, which is 119.325. So all we got to do is push the COM 2 button, which I can't see from here, but it's right there.
Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 13.
So all we need is altimeter setting.
03 Celsius. Altimeter 3022.
3022, so we're just going to set the altimeter in the Colesman window right there, 3022. We're at 49 feet, and this says we're at 45 feet, so that's all good.
1656.
Set the compass to 302.
Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 13 Celsius. 2.03 Celsius.
So the wind was calm here.
Altimeter 302.
So we don't have...
Remarks. Density altitude minus 400. South Jersey Regional Airport, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Automated weather observation 1656 Zulu. Wind 270.
There we go. So now it says 270.
Visibility 10.
So it's only 3 knots, so that's almost nothing. People are taking off in that direction, so that's the way we're going to take off today. Okay, so we're down to, let's see, chocks tie down. We got down to fuel pumps off, props clear, ignition throttle. Oil pressure is over here. Oil temp's coming up, ammeter's good, oil pressure's good. We have fuel. We have fuel, full fuel or nearly full fuel in both tanks. That's plenty for an hour.
Perfect.
We have about 4 or 5 hours of fuel right now, so we're not worried about that. Let's see, where are we? Fuel pump, ignition, we're all started. Mixture lean for taxi, we're going to leave that where it is. Starting engine checklist complete. Before taxi, avionics is on, we already did that. Headsets are on. There's a button on my headset and maybe on yours right here, Sal. And if you push that button, we'll go to noise canceling mode, which should make things really quiet. It may have already been on. Let me just check yours. I'll check them in a second. Is that any quieter?
A little bit.
Or yours maybe was already on, so let me just check yours real quick. There you go. You got a green light. Is that better? Now there's volume controls on here too at the top, so you can adjust that as necessary, but is yours pretty quiet back there?
Yep.
Okay, good. That's a really good headset, so. Okay, avionics headsets, flaps are in the 0 up position, autopilot we booted and tested, radios are on and set, we got rid of COM 2, transponders, squawking, VFR, altitude right there. ATIS, we got altimeter set, heading indicator set, clearance delivery not required, ground control, no problem. Parking brake is released, and brakes.
Flying W traffic, Cessna final, runway 19er, flying W.
They're landing runway 19, which is this way, so there's a plane coming in here right now. We'll just keep an eye out for him.
Okay.
And before takeoff, checklist is complete. So we're going to go over there and do the run-up because we need a little space behind us. We don't want to do that blowing into. I'm going to put this up too, Sam, and I'm going to clip this. This will stay out of our face, maybe.
Alrighty.
There we go. So you got to be really careful around here because somebody hit the hangar once here. This guy's on final, so we technically don't want to try and get near the runway until he lands.
Okay.
We're just going to very carefully, somebody hit that corner of the hangar with a prop.
Ooh, that.
Yeah, that was a $100,000 mistake.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So I'm going to try and turn off this icing air met if I can because that's really annoying.
Okay. Might have gone around.
Yeah, so this guy just stole my spot, so I'm going to see if maybe I can...
62862, you copy?
Copy.
We're going to come up behind you from the north hangars, do a run-up. Just, we're in a Cardinal on the hangar side.
Thank you.
Flying W traffic, Cessna on upwind, remaining left traffic, runway 1, flying W.
I don't know how I'm going to do this. There's two cars behind me, but...
62862, as soon as these cars get by, I'll get out of your way here.
Yeah, take your time. Thank you for run-up.
Okay, cars are out of the way, so we're just going to move out of the way here.
Okay.
I just don't want to be stuck here with these other cars coming up. I'm going to do this run up pretty quickly here because there's another plane behind us. So we're just basically checking the engine. So parking brake set, cabin doors, windows closed and locked, fuel quantity check. Fuel is on both. Mixture full rich. Throttle to 1800 RPMs. There's a guy coming up behind me, so I don't want to be here too long with the engine running really high. So we're just checking the engine right now. That's good on the left. So this has 2 sets of spark plugs and 2 full ignition systems in case anything happens to one side, so that's all good. And mag drop. Cycle prop, so we're just going to check. This has a constant speed variable pitch prop.
Okay.
So this is one of the things that makes this a complex airplane. We're just checking to make sure that's all working.
South Jersey Regional, 5 Golf, 83 to the south, coming full stop, runway 26, South Jersey.
So our prop is working properly. Ammeter is showing no charge or discharge. Suction gauge is on 5. That's green. That's good. Throttle. We're going to bring this all the way back to idle to make sure the plane doesn't conk out when we land. So this is all the way out. We just want to make sure the plane doesn't shut off when we're on final approach.
Okay.
Friction lock is right here. So this is actually right where it's supposed to be. Nav, OBS. We're not going to be using that. We have a flight plan set here. And parking brake is released. Engine run-up checklist complete. Before takeoff, flaps are set to 0, mixtures full rich, props full forward, transponder set to altitude 1200. Trim wheels are set to 0 and 0. Sorry, I'm looking in the wrong spot here. Cow flaps are open, landing lights, strobes.
Traffic, Cessna left base to final, runway 19er, flying W.
I'm going to put the strobes in the off position. Okay, trim wheel set, cow flap set, landing lights on, nav lights as required, windows. I'm going to close mine. So now we got to wait for this guy landing right now, and these 2 guys are actually in front of us doing flight instruction. Heading indicator, we're going to recheck here.
Are you ready for takeoff?
62862, 07 Golf, we're waiting. We'll let you go first, but there is a guy on short final. Just be aware, he's right behind you.
Roger, thank you.
Okay.
Traffic skyline is a right.
So our heading is 021. We're going to reset this to 021. Our runway departure is 19er. We got that on there. We'll check the heading again when we leave. And this is important. Our rotation speed is going to be 65. So there's 65.
Okay.
South Jersey, loud and clear.
Our rotation speed in this plane is 65, and our VY climb out is going to be 80. So it's going to be 65 and 80 on the climb.
South Jersey traffic skyline is turning right downwind runway 26 South Jersey.
We got a second here till 62862 gets out of our way. I just want to get my seat locked. Okay, are you guys all good?
Yep.
Good. It's really hard for me to feel if my seat's in the right place in this plane because it's not really apparent till you start flying sometimes. Okay. So we have a navigator here and we got one here. For whatever reason, these things aren't synced yet, but let's see if we can make that happen. We are connected.
Flight W traffic, Skyhawk 62862, depart runway 19. We're going to leave the area to the south, flying W.
Okay, so we're going to move on up as soon as he's out of our way. There's a guy behind us, I think.
South Jersey traffic skyline is turning right base runway 26 South Jersey.
Flying W traffic, Cessna clear, runway 19er, flying W.
Yes, there's a lot of, so there's actually two people now waiting, so we'll just be out of here in a second. So, Sam, you want to get your seatbelt nice and tight? I'm just going to do my quick check here. Everything looks good, fuel's on.
Flying W traffic, 07 Golf line up and wait, 19er.
So we're going to use the whole runway today, and you can stay on the controls with me.
It's on the final runway 26, full stop South Jersey.
So here's the trick. Ready?
Yep.
Put your hands on here. Feet off the pedals because I need them 100%.
All right.
Your feet are off there, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna. You can actually go ahead and do this. No. I'm gonna stay on this with you, but I'm just gonna let you push it forward so you can feel it.
Flying W traffic, Cardinal 07 Golf departing 19er. Got the departing traffic in sight.
You're gonna just push this in gently.
Traffic, please use caution over crossing.
Yep, there we go. So I got my feet off the brakes, and I'm steering with my feet right now, Sam.
All right.
So I'm gonna tell you when we get to 65, and all we're gonna do is really, and I just want you to stay with me on this, but when we get to 65, you're just gonna very gently pull back with me. Don't do anything. So there it is. Just really gently. We just pull that back, and we're just going to hold it. We said we want it to climb out at 80 knots, so that's a little steeper than 80. So we have a positive rate of climb, a safe airspeed. We're going to put the landing gear up.
All right.
The landing gear is in transit right now. Just going to trim the nose down. Sal, how you doing back there?
I'm good.
Feeling good?
Awesome.
All right. So we're actually climbing out right now at about 90 miles per hour instead of 80.
Mike downwind, 22, Silver.
When we get to 500 feet, we're going to adjust the power and the prop, the manifold pressure in the prop. So here comes 500 feet. All we're going to do is bring the manifold pressure back to 25 inches, and the prop speed we're going to bring back to 2,500 RPMs. We just don't want to overstress the engine on the climb out.
Okay.
And I can't even see that, but it's 25, 65. So we're just going to let that sit there. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's 25, 20.
25480, departing runway 19er, remaining in the pattern, fly W.
So now we're actually flying somewhere. And what we want to do is we're going to depart the pattern. So when we get to 1,000 feet, we're going to make a 45-degree turn to the left, and as soon as we get away from the airport, we're going to begin a navigation to our magenta course right here. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll probably go up to 2,000 feet right now. We don't have to go too far. You're going to be able to see the New Jersey coast in about 2 seconds.
That's so cool.
Hopefully we're making a good GoPro here.
Yeah.
Oh, we might be able to do one more thing before we turn. We can go to the scene of the crime here. Do you know what that is?
No.
There was an explosion at Shawnee High School one time where this chemistry guy blew up the lab. Do you know about this? It was either potassium or magnesium or sodium. I forget which one of it was.
I think it was potassium.
And this guy blew up the. Where is it? We're getting really close. It's going to be right over here. And then the guy, I've never seen him again. He ran off with the secretary. You know about that part?
No, but
there was a very attractive young secretary that he ran off with, and then. So you can stay on the controls with me, because so we're not actually doing flight instruction, because I'm not allowed to do flight instruction in this plane, but we're doing an experience here. So there's Shawnee High School scene of the crime right there. You see it?
Yeah.
We can do a little bank turn. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to turn left.
All right.
And I don't know if you can see over here, but that black ball in the middle is our turn coordinator. So all we want to do is keep that in. So the ball's going this way, so we're just going to put in a little bit of right rudder, and we're going to put the wing of the airplane on this standard rate 2-minute turn right there. And we have to be really careful now. Do you see that there's some atmospheric? That's actually smog. You see how it's like a little brownish yellow up there?
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, so that's very unusual here. We're gonna be heading out that way, so I don't think this is a factor. We're gonna be turning pretty far east.
25480 left downwind runway 19er flying W.
Dan, did you realize he was talking about Grampy?
Oh, I never said that. You did.
Check traffic south, reporting to the southeast check.
Oh, wait.
So we have a couple things going on here that you guys can help me with. So we always want to be looking out the window at for airplanes that are at our There's one right there, right?
Oh yeah,
that's probably a large plane working McGuire Air Force Base, which is right here.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure. I can't tell yet. That might not be.
If it is, it's probably a C-17.
Yeah, so that probably is a C-17 out of McGuire. And they don't show up on our traffic because they turn. So here's the plane I was talking about. See this one?
Yeah, I see him.
That's the one we want to watch out for right now. He's crossing above us at 1,600 feet above us. Those McGuire planes have their transponders turned off for security reasons. And then there's another guy right here. You see this guy, Sam?
Yeah.
So we want to watch that guy. He's coming in the same direction. So we're just going to turn out toward the coast because that's where we're going. Can you see this magenta line?
Yeah.
We're heading out toward Barnegat Light right now, and we're still not to 2,000 feet because I actually haven't been paying attention to our climb rate, but we can actually climb a lot faster right now if we just... What's that?
Is this Leisure Town to the...
that is... Let me think for a second.
Flying W traffic,
that is Leisure Town. I wasn't... Yeah, that is Leisure Town because there's Vincent Town right behind us.
Okay.
That's so cool.
And then McGuire Air Force Base is right off the left wing tip. You see it over there? That big open area is McGuire.
Oh, yeah.
And then in front of us, or 45 degrees off of our left wing, to the front is Lakehurst Naval Air Station, those big hangars out there.
Cool.
And then this is New Jersey coast. That's Atlantic City right there.
Oh, yeah.
New York is up there. And last week I was flying, and you could see New York as soon as we took off from Flying W. Today, that's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
We're going to switch frequencies over to McGuire. So all we do is touch that. We're now listening to McGuire on the way out.
4251,
right.
contact Atlantic City.
And you'll hear them talking to that C-17 now.
Atlantic City approach, 124.6. Have a great day, break your 4250.
So those are probably Air Force Reserve or Active Air Force, and they're called.
2936, radar contact.
I'm gonna settle down here and just trim this out at like 23.
2936 position check. We're only going as far as the lighthouse, and then we'll head back north.
So
2936, roger.
you'll hear them talking to those guys, and some of them are called OPEC, the ones that are fueling tankers, and the ones that are cargo, what do you call it, Military Airlift Command, I think they call them REACH. So you hear them talking to them on the radio, and they are not going to be transmitting signals because they're worried about, terrorism and whatnot, somebody shooting at them. We're right about 2,000 feet right now. So this plane actually has a pretty good autopilot. And we want to turn the autopilot on. We just hit this button right here. That activates the wing stabilizer. Then we can push altitude hold. And then we push that button and it pushes heading hold. And just set the heading bug to 120. And it'll just fly us. So you'll see there's like a little bit of porpoising. This autopilot needs a little bit of adjustment. So it's going to drop like 40 feet, come back up 40 or 50 feet, drop 40 feet. So it's really annoying. So I'm going to turn it off. It's going in to get fixed in a couple weeks, I think. You can stay on this because...
Yeah, I'm just taking a break because my arms hurt.
Your arms hurt?
Oh my gosh.
God, oh my God.
Damn.
See, that's worse than throwing up. Your arms hurt? You got to start lifting weights or something.
Yeah, I've been thinking
Your
about...
arms? Look. You can just put your hand on your knee, and this thing flies with one finger.
3421 squawk.
But if your arms hurt, we gotta talk to your mom and
Oh,
dad.
I'm also gripping it kind of tight.
Yeah, so my dad was in this plane once, and he was holding on to it so tight that he was like pulling up and down, and he didn't even know it. But there's no pressure. This is a trim wheel.
Yeah.
So watch what happens if we trim it up a little.
We're gonna go up.
We're gonna climb a little bit, really gently, but we don't want to do that because we would end up, eventually we'll be in a stall if we leave it there. But we could trim it for a climb. If we wanted to climb at 500 feet per minute, we could just set this thing for a 500 foot per minute climb, put the autopilot on for heading only, and it'll climb. But right now, we're going like 110, 120 miles an hour over the ground, and we're not putting a lot of stress on the plane, and this is good speed for where we're going right now. We were going to this, so if you ever drive down to Long Beach Island,
Contact Atlantic City approach 124.
there's a place called Coyle Field here, and there's a radio beacon there that is used for aviation navigation.
Really?
Yeah, it's right there. Route 72 goes right by here to Long Beach Island. We're staring at Long Beach Island right now. There's just a little bit of clouds off the coast, so it's not apparent.
11 o'clock, 6 miles northeast.
You good back there, Sam?
2000.
So he just said there was a plane northeast bound at 2000. That's us. We're heading northeast or slightly east northeast.
Maguire approach Bonanza 640 Mike Juliet.
So we don't have to talk to him. We're not in his airspace at all.
640
we're actually not in anyone's air. So there's another plane coming this way. There it is, right there. Do you see him?
Yep.
We just want to keep an eye out for stuff. Some of it's going to pop up on here. Some of it we won't see until we see it out the window. Almost all planes are going to pop up on our traffic alert here, unless it's a military plane or a plane without a transponder.
Okay.
So we're probably more than halfway to Long Beach Island. We'll be there in, I don't know, it's 1:16. We'll be there in 5 minutes. So pretty soon, I think, I don't know if I can see Barnegat Lighthouse yet, but it's going to be in front of us and just a little bit to the left, the inlet.
A lot of wetlands around here.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing. So this is the middle of the Pine Barrens you're looking at right now. So these are all cranberry bogs. That's a cranberry bog, and this thing over on your left is a sand quarry. So the ones that have super blue, aqua, green, blue water in them are sand mines. That's one of the really big sand mines right there. So this is Route 72 just to our left that goes all the way out to Long Beach Island. You ever go down there?
Yeah.
So if you come through Chatsworth, this is the, I'm going to point the nose down a little. The road that comes out of Chatsworth to Route 72 is right under us right now.
Really?
Chatsworth's right behind us. These are all cranberry bogs in Chatsworth behind us. And that's one of the biggest sand mines around here. That's on Pasadena Road, which if you go down Route 72, there's a railroad bridge, and Pasadena Road goes all the way up to Mansfield, New Jersey, by Route 70 somewhere. So Route 70 goes way out that way to Toms River.
Ah.
And then if you look over there, that's
421, contact Atlantic City approach 124.
That's Ocean County Airport, right off our left over there, that big clearing. We're probably not heading over that far. We're going to go, Barnegat Lighthouse should be right off our nose somewhere. Should be right off our nose about now. We'll see it in a second. So this is Coyle Field. This is a forest fire and U.S. Army uses this for parachute drops. I've been out here a couple times when they're pushing big packages out of the back of a cargo plane from about 1,000 feet. The parachute opens and these giant packages land on the ground there.
That's pretty cool.
Or in the woods. And then the Forest Service has a hangar there for all their planes. Whatever spotting plane or whatever they have. So let's see. Where is
242 uniform traffic?
Barnegat Lighthouse?
4 miles southeastbound, outskirts 2000.
Looking for traffic, and we're descending to 2000.
Roger.
We might see some airliners come across here. This is a really busy route for airliners to come in across from oceanic routes or from Boston or down south. They'll go out over here and turn them in, whether they're going to Philly or Newark.
Yeah.
So that's Ocean County Airport right over there. I don't know if you probably can't see the runway because it's a little skew from here. And then those two giant hangars are Lakehurst Naval Air Station. And then if you look down that way, the New Jersey coast goes all the way down to Atlantic City, and then all the way down to Cape May and Maryland. There's a little plane, actually, is that a plane or a bird? Those are birds, see them?
Yeah.
So we want to stay away from big birds like that. I don't know if those are geese or gulls, but that would be a mess.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so they're actually, so we want to really watch out that there's not another
approach 702-214.
Not another flock of birds coming in our direction off the coast.
Proceed to turn for the RLS runway 06, full stop termination.
Number 2242 uniform, radar service terminated, squawk VFR.
So this is a good time to do a cruise checklist, so whenever we get going,
Thanks again.
we want to make sure, Sam, that we got gear up, and we have a gear light here, and that's actually open and amber now, so the gear is in fact up. Ammeter is normal, flaps are up, throttle set, prop set, cow flaps. We can go ahead and close right now. We don't need those open. Rudder trim we got set, landing light. I'm going to leave the landing light off and turn, I'm going to leave them both on because we're going to be flying down the coast and sometimes there's a lot of airplanes there. Mixture set, autopilot set, flight following we're not going to use today, so cruise checklist is complete. I'm going to go back to 2,000 feet. There's a nuclear power plant right there. Do you see that square building right in front of us, just to the left of the nose? So do you guys know which one that is? It's is it Oyster Creek maybe?
I don't know.
I don't have the right kind of map, but anyway, that is a nuclear power plant. I think it's called Oyster Creek, and it's on the west side of the Barnegat Bay. So Barnegat Bay is up north of the Manahawkin Causeway, and the Manahawkin Bay is to the south of the Manahawkin Causeway. So this is the Barnegat Bay. That's Oyster Creek right there, and that's the Oyster Creek nuclear power plant, which powers all of central Jersey and probably most of Long Beach Island, I'm sure. And then Barnegat Lighthouse is actually right in front of us, and you can only see the bottom half, which is painted white. We're getting really close now, though. You can see this thing pretty much flies itself.
Yeah.
Especially, this is a super calm day. Looks like our GoPro's still working, so that's all good.
That's good.
I hope it's working.
3020, Foxtrot.
The red light's blinking. It looks like it's working.
Yeah, you know what? The sound has been the issue, and I bought a new cable, so it really pissed me off because I had my granddaughter and my grandsons in this plane, and we made a really good flight, and there was no video, or no audio, but all the video was there, so. Yeah, like the 2 or 3 times I really needed it, it didn't work.
Approach, November 21.
So we're flying just to the south of this nuclear power plant. You're not supposed to fly an airplane near a power plant, a stadium, or anything else, so we're not loitering. This is fine. If we started doing circles around here, that would be very suspicious and would attract attention immediately, and we probably would have a problem pretty quickly.
Yep.
But this is a pretty common area for people to be flying, so. So when we get down that way, we have to be really careful. There's some military operation areas that are restricted. There's a bombing range on the backside of the Manahawkin Bay down there, so we have to stay clear of that. I'm going to see if I can push this flight plan over to our iPad real quick. So see where this is blinking message right here?
Yep.
If I click on this, it says import flight plan, and I can click on that. It imports the flight plan. Actually did it. One is available for preview. Oh, it says activate, sorry. So now we got the flight plan activated. We're flying from Coyle to Fallon right now, and if we hit back and map, that flight plan now goes from here into there. So it's a really great feature to have this wireless card. This is official. This has all the nav databases in it that we can use for instrument approaches.
All right.
This is a portable device, so having this is really important.
Yeah.
Do you see the Barnegat Lighthouse right now?
Oh, yeah.
Right there at the inlet, on the south side of the inlet is the Barnegat Lighthouse. It's red on top, white on bottom. And what we're gonna, this is, that's Long Beach Island, this is Island Beach State Park, and you can see there's no houses for, I don't know how long that is, and then the houses start where the park ends. So everybody feels good in the stomach, right? You guys seem fine today. Good, good. Yeah, it's a really smooth day out here. And yeah, it looks like a nice boating day too. It's not too hot and not too cold. So Sam, over here we got airspeed indicator, attitude indicator, altimeter. And we're not going to count these two yet. And then you got turn coordinator, turn and bank coordinator, directional gyro, vertical speed indicator, and then these are two nav heads. So right now we're going to an intersection called Fallon, and this thing is trying to tell us that if we want to go to Fallon, we have to turn over here. So when I turn a little bit and get back on the right course, which is that magenta line, this needle is going to come back to the center right there. So if we were on an instrument approach in the clouds right now, and we were trying to get to an airport, we would just be flying in the clouds blind, and we'd just be flying the plane until this needle centered. So watch what happens here. Watching out for airplanes out here too. So you can see that needle's getting closer and closer to the center, right?
Yeah.
And you can also see that we're getting, well, we're almost, it's telling me to turn right, so this isn't going to work. We can do it on the next leg. This is blinking right now, telling me to turn to a heading of 197. 197 is going to be right about there. That's 197. So this is the most dangerous part right now. We got to make sure there are no airplanes out here flying up and down the coast. So I'm looking on the ADS-B. I don't see any. I don't see any here. Looking out the window, it looks like mostly fishing boats down below us. A lot of people fishing, man. Look at this. You know what this is? This must be a fishing tournament. See how many cars and trucks are on the beach right here?
Oh, yeah.
And see how many boats are right off the coast?
Yeah.
There must be one of these fishing tournaments going on, because I usually don't see, look back here, Sal, there's hundreds of cars on the beach.
Yeah.
And the one way you can get a drive-on beach permit is to join one of these fishing tournaments. So that's what all those guys are doing.
Climb maintains 4,000, clear direct Atlantic City.
I maintain 4,000.
So you guys all have sunglasses on, because we're going to be flying directly into the sun for the next 10, 15 minutes.
Mooney 3494 X-ray, level 3000.
So one thing we always can do is,
Mooney 3494
instead of flying right directly over the beach, we fly out over the ocean a quarter of a mile, I'm going to take some power out and we'll go down a little lower. It's a little more fun to be down at 1,000 feet or so.
I'll maintain 30.
Yeah, there must be a fishing tournament going on up here because I've never, well, so many cars too.
Our approach, Cessna 734 with CCR.
I have a drive-on permit. Did you take some pictures yet?
No, not yet.
You should take some, man. There's a,
come on, I took a ton.
Sierra, McGuire approach.
so I have a drive-on permit for Brigantine, but not up at Island Beach. I should get one.
I like Brigantine. I feel like that's underrated.
I love that place. My friends moved down there, and I've been going to that drive-on beach ever since.
I don't know if I've ever been there.
November 734 Whiskey Sierra, squawk 04.
So we're descending down through 1,500 feet. We'll go down to about 1,100. We really just need to make sure we're not too close to anybody's houses here to bother them, but this is the northern end of Long Beach Island right here at Barnegat. There's a big fishing port right there, right? All the fishing boats work out of there.
1 mile south of South Jersey. Traffic, 1 o'clock. 5 miles.
The one thing about this beach is there's only the one bridge.
It is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there should really be another one, at least.
Well, I mean, you can see they can't build another one, really.
Yeah, this would, I mean, I'm sure the problem with building another bridge is, A, the cost, but you can see they use the narrowest spot up here, which is, this whole island is probably, you know, a foot or two. You can look in this back bay, it's only a foot or two above sea level, so that's why they had to raise all these houses up to 12 feet on stilts or whatever it is, 10 feet, I'm not sure, but
Yep.
if there's ever a direct hit with a hurricane, a bad hurricane, this place would just wash away like it was a, you know, a pile of sand in your driveway.
Yeah.
We flew down here the day after, what was the one that almost hit us? Was it Sandy or?
Traffic,
Oh yeah, Sandy was like North Jersey.
There was a yeah, but it was actually supposed to hit down here and it didn't. But even still, there were boats and parts of houses and stuff back in these marshes for a long time. And then the further north you got, some of the bridges and beaches washed out.
Number 84909 Foxtrot, go ahead.
Try not to think about that. This is about the time of year it happened too, right? Wasn't it Halloween?
Yeah, I think so.
Heading down to
You can see, if you trim this thing, Sam, and it's a really smooth day out today, there's not a lot of turbulence, but if you trim this thing, it's almost hands-off flying.
Yeah.
This is pretty unusual, though. Most of the time, there's a little bit involved.
Sorry.
It never gets old, though, man. I do not ever not like flying.
Number 84909 Foxtrot.
Even in the summer when it's like 100 degrees out, this is still fun. Open some windows. Actually, I am going to let some air in here. I forgot about that. It might be a little, that's not too chilly. If that gets cold, let me know.
That feels good, actually, because the sun is like directly on us.
Every once in a while, when we land, you slow down and the aerodynamics of the plane changes a little, and you'll start getting a little exhaust smell right when we land for about 10 seconds. I usually try to crack the window when we're landing. So this is Long Beach Island. I don't know all the names of the towns, but we're coming up on the causeway right now. I'm just doing another cruise checklist. We're at about 23 by 2350 on the prop speed and RPMs. Flaps up, autopilot's off, everything looks good.
956, roger.
So this is our nav instrument again. So watch, I'm going to turn out over the ocean to follow this. There's a magenta line right there that is the line that we're following to the airway intersection out here. So watch what happens to this thing. If we turn out a little bit onto our course, this thing will center.
99 Foxtrot, say destination.
And when you're flying instruments, you don't even look out the window. You're just looking at your navigation instruments here and your altimeter and trying to find an airport usually. I'm not going to go all the way out here because this looks like we're going to have to go out over about a mile out in the ocean to get that to center.
43956.
This is about as far off the coast as I really want to be right now, because if we lost an engine right now, I could land on the beach, no problem, but if we get out much further, this would not be fun, right?
Yeah.
It's November, and we'd be landing in a little bit of surf. I'm not really that interested in getting wet.
I don't think anybody is.
Yeah.
1637, 9 Foxtrot.
But these planes, this has an almost brand new engine in it. We had this thing rebuilt at the factory a couple years ago, and it's only got a couple hundred hours on it total. And they take these whole plane apart every year, so it's going in for its annual inspection in probably about 30 days or 25 days. And they'll take all the seats out, they take the floor out, they check all the cable continuities, all the pulleys, they check the whole engine, the airframe, they inspect the wing spars, change the oil, change the plugs,
5 miles,
put it all back together again. And they have to do that every year to recertify the airworthiness.
2,500. Affirmative. Roger.
You can stay on this, so put your phone in your pocket real quick. And then this is a really good spot to, because when we get up here, we're going to get to Holgate. We're going to have to turn back across the land before we get into Atlantic City airspace. So just go ahead, 2 hands on here, Sam.
Crew tracks 387.
We're going to do a really gentle turn where we put the wing on that notch right there. So just give it a really gentle turn to the right.
Crew track 387, radar service terminated.
Just keep turning until that goes to the right. So there it is. That's a standard rate turn there. And the ball's pretty centered. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a ball right there. A little bit of left or right rudder. Now bring it back out to the left. All the way back to the left till this side's touching. And you can see our ball has lost the center there, so I'm going to give it a little bit of left rudder to coordinate this turn. So there's a little bit of rudder, a little bit of aileron. Now bring it back again to center.
McGuire approach, November 20105, 9 miles south of BAY, VFR request.
And then just bring us back level or parallel to the beach here.
20105,
One thing is that happens is every time you turn the plane, you start to lose some vertical component of lift because the plane is now moving horizontally through the air and the lift is being generated in that direction. So usually, I'm just going to do it real quick. Usually when we go into a turn, you're going to start to fall a little bit, so you have to apply a little bit of back pressure in both directions and a little bit of rudder because the ball is going to become uncentered. And every turn we do in this plane is just nice and coordinated.
Yeah.
That'll help us prevent a stall, especially when we're landing.
105, correction, radar contact 2 miles north of ditch intersection. Traffic.
It takes about a year for most people to learn how to do this. You know, flying 1 hour, hour and a half every week. It usually takes, with weather and all that, it takes most people about a year to do this.
Yeah.
November 4 Whiskey.
I don't know what's going on down there. It looks like a new building. They're building on the bay side.
Over ditch intersection. Skyhawk 2900 has you in.
So if you can look up here, you'll see where the buildings stop, and then there's no more buildings. It's another state park at Holgate, all the way to the next inlet, which is the John Forsyth Wildlife Management Area, and that's another park that goes all the way to Brigantine. So there's 2 really big areas on the north and the south side that don't have any buildings on them.
New York approach 128.12 today.
And then that's Atlantic City. And if we were up a little higher, we'd be able to see down to Cape May. As soon as we cross,
757 Alpha Delta.
there's some big fishing boats parked over there. I don't know where those fishing boats go. That looks like a long way out of here, doesn't it? You got to go all the way out that way and around.
Yeah.
128.12.
Yeah, there's a lot of buildings down here.
757 Alpha Delta.
I don't spend a lot of time down on Long Beach Island anymore because I usually see it from right here, but maybe those aren't fishing boats. Maybe they're just pleasure boats, really big cabin cruiser pleasure boats.
Could be.
So we're down at about 800 feet, and part of the problem is Atlantic City International Airport is right over there. We're about to fly. See it over here on this? This ring right here is Atlantic City International. So the inner ring goes down to the surface. The outer ring here has a floor of 1,300 feet. So we need to fly under it. It's like an upside down wedding cake. We're going to fly underneath the Atlantic City airspace till we get over to the Viking Yacht manufacturing plant. Then we can climb unrestricted back up to direction of Flying W and Hamilton.
All right.
So this is our turn right up here at the Holgate Point. And that building right over there, see those buildings on the coast? We're going to fly right over it. That's a Rutgers Marine Station. That's where they do all the research for Rutgers University.
Huh.
And there's a road that comes out to it called Seven Bridges Road. So you can see there's the first bridge, there's the second one, third one, and you look back over this way, there's 7 bridges that come out to this Rutgers Marine Station. And on the other side, we're going to fly right over is an old fishery building that is completely rusted. It used to actually be all intact when I first started flying, had a roof on it, and over the years it just continues to rust, and it's almost completely gone now.
Wow.
That was a fish cannery over there, so I'd bring all the fish off fishing boats, dock there, and process them.
5 Bravo Yankee is the 182.
So I actually haven't switched to the Atlantic City approach frequency, so might do that right now.
November 735 Bravo Yankee, squawk 0432.
0432, 5 Bravo Yankee.
I think that's Atlantic City. I'm not positive. I should check. Info clearance 1246. Sorry.
247, 2 uniform, McGuire approach, for altimeter 3020, stay position and test.
Yeah, McGuire, we are just passing over
19.
So this is going to be, we're just going to monitor the Atlantic City approach frequency while we're flying under here.
on file for me. We did file earlier for Whiskey Delta.
So look over here, you can see this piece of land out here. That didn't used to be here about a year and a half ago. That is all brand new land that people come out here, they bring their boats out there in the summer and park. And then, let's see, that's the Rutgers Marine Station. We're going to stay down at about 800 feet here until we get back over the Mullica River, just to stay out of Atlantic City's airspace. And we'll just monitor.
78, 5 Mike 8000.
We're just going to monitor their frequency in case there's anything that we need to know about.
Atlantic City altimeter 3019.
There's the airport right over there. You really can't see it, but it's over in that opening. This is Rutgers Marine Station, and this is a fishery building, cannery, and when you get over top of it, you'll be able to see the old footprint of the building.
Atlantic City approach.
You get a little closer. There also happens to be a restricted area coming up on this side.
Altimeter 3019. 3019, 5 stop.
Atlantic Sea approach, I heard a clearance for 8499 Foxtrot for 31. We're not going to 31 Echo.
So this is the old cannery building that's just rusting into the ground. There's not much left of it.
To Atlantic City, but I do have your clearance to Cape May if you're ready.
When I was younger, that building was like still a complete structure with a roof on it.
Wow.
And it just, every year it just rusts more and more. It's just going back into the ground, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's actually collapsed, didn't it? You can see it's on the ground. One of my other student pilot friends just built a house right on this point coming up. He's
really?
Yeah, he just he built a house somewhere right out on this point in the middle of this. Pretty cool spot.
Yeah.
Atlantic City approach, Skyhawk 9087 Foxtrot Alpha. 20 miles out for the approach with Bravo.
And 99 Foxtrot, there is traffic now 12 o'clock, 1 mile.
So what does your mom teach at school? What's her?
2,700.
Kindergarten.
Just left turn at 170.
Is she teach at Chemung or?
Southampton.
Southampton, okay. So that's not too far away, right?
No, it's about 15-minute drive.
And Sal, what do you do for work?
I work for Chubb Insurance.
Okay, so how far do you have to go, or you don't have to go anywhere?
I have to go to Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Every day?
3 days a week.
Okay, that's crazy. I've had some long commutes, and that's a good one.
It's 50 miles each way.
November 785.
Once you get to 295 or Turnpike, it's probably not too bad.
Unfortunately, usually there's traffic at the 42. And then again, once you get to 95.
To the right.
So that's my friend's new house, is that gray one right on the front, on the far end of the property somewhere.
Yeah, I see it.
8,000 descending.
He just built that about 2 years ago and spends a whole summer down there. He just bought a plane too. Sorry, I interrupted you. How far is it? How many minutes does it take you to get down there?
In the morning, it's a little over an hour. In the afternoon, an hour and a half.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a hike.
That's rough.
It is.
So you get to work from home 2 days a week though?
Monday and Friday I work from home.
All right, so that makes it. I used to do the math. I used to drive up to Princeton or out to Conshohocken, and I used to do the math that it was 14 work weeks, 40-hour work weeks a year driving, commuting. Drove me nuts.
It's rough, but I have pretty good flexibility. So
November 969er Foxtrot Golf.
So we have to be really careful right here. See that little blue spot right there? This like light blue stuff?
Yeah.
Those lines. So that's a restricted area that's a bombing range called Warren Grove for the military. We can't fly anywhere in that direction without getting permission, which if it's active, then they wouldn't even give us permission probably.
Alpha traffic, 12 o'clock, 5 miles. Opposite direction up the airway is a Skylane 7000.
And we're just trying to stay below 1,300 feet until we get out of their airspace, which is going to be about 5 more minutes.
Down the airway is
That's the Viking yacht plant right there. They make all these giant boats. I thought they were fishing boats, but they make all kinds of boats for people all over the United States and probably all over the world.
I did not know that was here in South Jersey.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was. I actually thought it was over here somewhere, but I actually thought it was over there, but that's some kind of marina. That's the Viking yacht plant, though, and we can't get much closer because of the restricted area. 5002 is right there. So let's see where we are. The Mullica and the Wading River, I think, come out here. So I forget which. So we're about to cross over the Garden State Parkway, right? Goes from wherever New York border all the way to Cape May is mile 0. This is the Parkway. And then Route 9 is back in here somewhere, which is the old road.
Frequency change approved.
Look for traffic and switching CPAP. Thanks, got it. 1.
Not too many people out here today. I'm kind of surprised.
Atlantic City approach November 21339 4000 with Bravo with like ILS 31 to a Polish mist if you can.
Number 21339er Atlantic City approach. Landing altimeter 3019. Turn 20 degrees left, and you can expect that.
20 degrees left and expect the ILS 31. Thank you. 339.
So most of the people we hear on the radio are either getting flight following, or they're on an IFR flight plan, or they're doing practice approaches for instrument proficiency. So that's Atlantic City International Airport right there, and we're looking at this short runway. The long runway is parallel to us.
Yeah, the long runway is runway 31/13.
The long runway is about 10,000 feet, I think. Yeah, 10,000 feet. And the long runway is...
Yeah, 1331.
Yep, 1331, yep. I mostly come out here at night for instrument practice when I go there. I haven't been there in the day for a long time.
November 85 Alpha.
It's a little, so that's the short runway going that way.
Oh yeah, I see.
This is that one right there. The long runway is parallel more or less to us.
73 Charlie Papa, I got an amendment to your route reference to TFR. Let me know whenever you're ready to copy.
Oh, now there is a TFR. See it? This just popped up. Or it's actually not active. It's going to pop up soon.
Papa, after which is on Victor 1, that's Lima, Echo Alpha Hotel.
I can't see. November 6th. Is that today or tomorrow?
Today is the 4th.
Okay, so it's not for 2 days.
Sierra Bravo Yankee.
So that's just a warning. There's going to be a TFR.
Previously cleared. Maintain 6.
So, where are we now? This is New Gretna, I think. So actually, I thought this was the Viking yacht plant for a long time, but it's actually back over that way. So we are heading over right now toward Batstow.
Right.
We're going to fly pretty much directly over Batstow. I thought I had that on my... We're still under the Atlantic City airspace, so I got to stay below 1,300 feet or so. We're clear at 1,000 right now. And it's getting a little cloudy. I noticed when we left there was a little bit of haze to our west, and it looks like it's coming from the northwest, but I don't see anything Maybe a little bit of rain showers over near Philadelphia, nothing crazy. It's really bad when you get down here and there's like a pop-up snow shower or something and you have to get back to Medford and starts raining or snowing.
Oh, there's a ton of yachts here.
November 987 Foxtrot Alpha.
Yeah, that's what I thought was a Viking yacht plant for a long time because I saw those boats, but it's actually way back over where we were looking. I lost it now. Somewhere behind us, right?
Yeah, probably.
November 5, Mike, turn left heading at 040. Let me know when you get the field in sight.
So we are coming up to where Batstow dumps into the Mullica River, which then dumps into the Great Egg Bay behind us, which dumps into the Atlantic Ocean there. And Batstow, if you look out here, you're going to see the Batstow Fire Towers right off our nose. Have you ever been there?
I don't think so.
Have you ever been to Batstow Village?
Yeah, we have.
You can't possibly live in Tabernacle and you haven't been to Batstow.
We have.
Like the nicest place in the Burlington County. So Batstow is right off our nose to the right, and the Batstow Fire Tower is probably about 2 degrees. It's red and white all the way up, sticking out of the pine trees there. Once we get out of this Atlantic City airspace, we can climb back up, and I don't think we're going to go to the bottom of these clouds because they're probably a lot higher than it looks. I'm thinking those might be 6,000 or 8,000 feet. But sometimes it's fun to go up above the clouds, but that's pretty high up.
November 5, Mike, contact the tower, 120.3, good day.
1203, good day, 5 Mike.
When we get up to Batstow Village, that's where we usually turn right. We're going to fly up toward Hamilton Airport. And you can see right here, there's 2 rivers. I forget which one's the Wading and the Batstow, or the Wading and the Mullica. I'm not sure. This is the Mullica right below us. And these 2 rivers kind of separate this giant area of the Pine Barrens that is really pristine all the way down to Batstow, all the way up to Atzine. And it's just, you know, marshland and dirt roads and hiking trails out here.
35 Zulu Papa,
that's
traffic
pretty cool.
12 o'clock, 4 miles, southwestbound to the PA32, level at 6,000.
And then there's Batstow Village right out our window, so we're going to fly by it, and then we'll turn left.
73 Charlie Papa, traffic 12 o'clock, 3
miles.
And we're now outside of, actually, you know what, we're going to go straight up to, got a little bit further to go to get to
Atlantic City, Experimental 210 Romeo.
Hamilton Airport, which is right in front of us.
RV 217.
Yeah, so that's Batstow Village, and there's a lot of people down there today. I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, I recognize it now.
Sometimes there's stuff going on at Batstow, but that looks just like people walking around and having a good time.
Stop the descent at 6,500 for traffic, 12 o'clock, 2 miles, southwestbound to PA32, level at 6,000.
So what we're going to do now is add a little bit of climb power back to 25 squared, and we'll trim the nose up a little bit, and we'll climb back up to like 3,000 feet or so. We're only at 1,000 feet right now. We just got out from under the Atlantic City airspace. We're all clear. The next airspace we're going to encounter is Philadelphia. We're going to fly under that again. We'll probably fly right over your house on the way back. I don't know where exactly. You guys can point it out.
November 7-3.
Probably flew over it on the way down here.
There's additional traffic, 12 o'clock, 8 miles northeastbound. There's an RV descending from 8.
So we do have to be careful right here. Look out the window. There's a plane at our altitude. There he is right there. He just crossed in front of that water tower above the horizon. You see that little dot?
Oh yeah, no,
so I don't know if he's going into or out of Hamilton, but Hamilton Airport's just on the other side of there. So Hamilton is where we separate McGuire from Atlantic City airspace. We're going to go back to McGuire right now, and then I'm going to put
Number 5 Bravo Yankee, traffic 3 miles east, south.
5 Bravo Yankee, traffic 12 o'clock, 3 miles, maneuvering, Skyhawk 2,700.
So we got two airplanes pretty much at our altitude right in front of us, and they're both maneuvering at Hamilton Airport. So we're just going to climb above them. We're not going to make landing at Hamilton. It's telling me there's traffic. Plus 300 and minus 400. So we're just going to keep an eye out for these guys. By the time we get to Hamilton.
Altimeter 3020, stay position, attention.
So you can see we're not climbing, we're only climbing at 300 feet per minute, so I just trimmed it up a little bit. And we got a nice 100-mile-an-hour climb going at 500 feet per minute. We should be able to hold that. You can see now this thing's centered because we're on the course. It's just a little bit to our right. There's a plane right below us, Sam. Down low.
Yeah, I see.
So that's probably one of our flight school planes. Actually, it's not, but there's actually two planes over there.
Alpha radar contact, 2 miles northeast of November 81. Traffic, 12 o'clock, 5 miles.
That's going to be us.
Maneuvering south of ditch intersection is a Skyhawk at 2,400. Additional traffic, 12 o'clock, 8 miles southwestbound, Skyhawk 2,600.
That's not us either. So we're just going to be careful with these other aircraft. Both of them have now crossed below us. That guy's landing at Hamilton, though. He's going to turn. Look down here, Sam. That's Hamilton Airport runway right there. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
So he's on a base turn to land at Hamilton right now, and we're above him. So one thing we could do is just listen. 1227 is Hamilton. And if we put that in there, you'll hear him announcing his landing and base to final turn. Hopefully he'll be announcing that. And this is telling us we got to turn back toward November 14. This is Route 206, directly under us, and that's the turn off for Hamilton right there. Hamilton is off our left wing. Yeah, he's going to turn, and he'll be on final approach for Hamilton right there.
21 Hamilton.
Yeah, he just said he was on final 21 Hamilton.
726, Juliet Hotel is midfield.
So, this is Route 206. Makes a big sweeping turn up that way.
Hamilton traffic, Skylane is 6 to the northeast and bound for full stop, Hamilton.
That's this guy right here. There's two guys. They're probably doing instrument approach work. They're coming back in to land at Hamilton. It's really gotten hazy out here too. Look over here.
Oh yeah.
It's still not anywhere near IFR conditions, but this would be something you'd be looking out for if you were flying out here, that the conditions are definitely changing, and you might be a little worried that, hey, I'm flying into maybe bad weather or a situation that could be IFR. You might want to start, if you're going in that direction for another 100 miles, you might want to start thinking about what your alternatives are, or jump on an IFR flight plan. So this is Chislehurst Towers, just off our left. That's Route 30, I think, below us. Not sure. Maybe that's Waterford Road. I'm not sure the name of it, but Chislehurst Towers, there's two of them blinking over there. They're about 1,049 feet, I think. We try to stay away from them.
726 Juliet Hotel is downwind for 29.
So there's another plane. Let's see. There's two planes right out your window somewhere. If you look out here, they're down low, but there's one of them coming right out of see him.
Yeah, I see him.
So he's going back toward Hamilton, and there's actually another one in front of him going that way. So we need to get eyes on him. They're both below us. Actually, one of them's below us, one of them's above us. So do me a favor, just start scanning them.
Oh yeah, I see him.
You do?
Yeah, he's pretty far away. He's like out there.
I don't see him yet. So, oh, now I got him. Yep.
Yeah.
Up pretty high.
45 left downwind, 25, Queen City.
The one guy just went directly below us, right? You still see him?
Oh yeah, he's going Hamilton.
Yeah, and then we got the other guy you saw right out here. So neither of those are flight school planes, but they're out here doing some kind of practice probably.
Yeah, probably.
We should be coming up to our house soon.
Yeah, let's level off here and we'll see if we can find your house. We'll just be, we'll be 23 by 23 squared here.
Is on the upwind for 21 Hamilton.
We'll just level off here and get the plane trimmed up and we can.
Hey,
Man, this is Atsian Road right here.
Left down.
You know what's funny? I have cell service up here.
Turning base to final.
What?
I have cell service.
Yeah, it's not unusual to have cell service
Final for 29.
up below 3,000 or 5,000 feet out here. It's pretty normal.
Traffic, Skyline for 617 Foxtrot, right downwind departure to the east, negative ETR. Last call, Chester County.
Let me see here.
So I'm going to switch us back to McGuire.
5 miles south, inbound runway.
And then we're going to put the frequency for Flying W in the bottom. Then we're going to get the weather over at South Jersey's.
Altitude -200.
Golf is direct trend. We're going to be looking
South
for
Jersey Regional Airport, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Automated weather observation 1758 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 14 Celsius. Dew point 03 Celsius. Altimeter 3019er. Remarks.
3019er, so our altimeter's reset. And we can turn that
South
off.
Jersey Regional Airport, Mount Holly.
There's not a lot of significant weather today. That's light calm winds. Density altitude's actually in our favor, and our altimeter set. So that's all the information we're going to get about landing at the Flying W. All our weather comes from South Jersey Airport. So let's see, where's your house now?
We would be to the west of 206.
So this is the ball fields. Is that, I don't know if that's Dingletown Road, is it? I actually don't know which ball fields those are. Did we cross Outside Lake yet? I can't tell.
Yeah, we did.
Is this 206 under us, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, this is 206 directly below us.
November 2010.
So we're not in anybody's airspace right now. We're over ditch intersection. Carranza Memorial is right out that way. So your house is on which side of 206?
On the west side.
The west side, okay. So, and what else is near you?
The Pickett's Mill Park.
So Tabernacle Road, though?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not there. This is Flyett Road right here where this truck thing is.
Oh, yeah, okay, so we're coming up.
Yeah, so your house is going to be up here. And Shawnee High School's right there, 45 degrees on in front of me. And that's that traffic, 1 o'clock, less than 1 mile. Do you see that guy? He's right out our window somewhere. Do you see a plane down here? He's really close. Minus 1,200 feet. Look out the window.
I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him either. Which is, he's gone behind us now, so. I still don't see him, but he crossed below us, pretty far below us. Okay, let's get back on the, so this is Nixon's store, is going to be right down there in Contes, which means, just so you know where that housing development they just built in the
old Haas pit?
The Haas pit, yeah, that's right.
Right by that.
Are you behind it or on the Tabernacle Road? There's Murphy's right there.
Oh.
See Murphy's right there? The white roof?
CVS, okay, so we're right where that park is, that's where we would be. Like
over on that side?
Yeah.
Where that ball field is?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's just, so one thing we can do here, if we were in our flap operating range, we'll just take a little power out. We can add 1 notch of flaps below, what does that say? 110. So we're below 110. We added 1 notch of flaps, and that gives us a little protection when we're in a turn from a stall. So whenever you're doing slow flight, which we are kind of approaching some sort of slow flight, we just put a little flaps in. So we can turn now on a little bit of a steeper angle or steeple bank. So this must be Oakshade, right? Oh, we're crossing right now. Is that right?
Yep.
So where are you guys relative to Oakshade?
So where the ball fields are, we would be like right over the tree line from those ball fields.
On the power line side?
Close to the power lines, but not quite. In between the ball fields and the power lines.
So it's going to be out your side, or my side rather.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Haas Barrow Pit housing development, which don't know how they got away with that, but looks pretty normal from here, doesn't it?
It does. I can't believe they took down every tree. Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. So no aircraft, and I don't see any problems. We can hang here for a minute. So let's see, this must be Prickus Mill right here.
That's Prickus Mill, yep.
Okay. And your house must be right down in here somewhere, right?
Yep, it would be,
I don't know where we are. So there's a cell phone tower,
yeah,
power lines, and
I see our neighbor's house. I think we're just covered in trees. You just can't see our house.
Yeah.
But that's
You'll eventually be able to see it. So somebody's got a really big house over there. You see it?
That's across the street from us.
Okay, and then somebody's got a swimming pool across from that.
Yep.
So eventually it'll pop out.
I see it.
Oh yeah.
You guys are right off the turn in these power lines somewhere, huh?
Yep, right there, the blue one. There's our little pop-up pool.
Have a good day.
Oh, right there where that little pool is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so at some point it'll pop out of the trees. I just gotta have a look here at our turn.
November 328 Mike Charlie McGuire.
Yeah, there'll be some direction where you can actually see it.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, when you come over here in the spring and the summer, you can't even see my house most of the time.
That's so cool. Dad, you gotta send me those pictures.
Yeah, I will.
Do it
Okay.
now. Do it now.
So we're gonna head back over toward, that's the Vincenttown Water Tower on 206 right off our nose. So we're gonna head over in that direction. That'll be our approach, initial approach to, actually, you know what? Let's go. Procedure, November 14. Approach, runway 19er, 45-degree entry, add to route. This is actually cheating, but these ForeFlight apps on the iPad will put us right on the final approach course, so we'll just fly it in using that. So we're still on McGuire. I'm going to go back to Flying W, and we're just going to listen for other people that are landing, and to tell you the truth, there's only one plane in the vicinity, and he looks like he's going to South Jersey. So we're on the 45-degree entry to Flying W. That's Vincenttown, that's Medford. So you can just, eventually you can start finding out where you are from all these water towers.
Oh yeah.
That's Medford Lakes. Shawnee, Medford Lakes Tennis Club is that big roof over there. The brown water tower, the tan one out there, is Kings Grant Water Tower. That's the Medford Water Tower, and that's the Vincenttown Water Tower. And there's water towers everywhere out here. So we're just going to listen for a minute, see if we hear anybody else land. Then it's Flying W. We're on their frequency.
Traffic east caution. Skydiving.
There's Red Lion.
3,500 and below.
Red Lion Airport.
Circle.
Okay, because Red Lion Airport is going to be directly under us right here. You see that? That little runway right there?
Oh yeah, I see it.
That's Red Lion Airport. And we're going to begin a descent down to 1049 feet right now, and we'll be at Flying W. The Flying W airport is right there. I can see the tent.
I think I see it.
So, we're going to make an announcement that we're...
Flying W, got a Cardinal 8207 Golf inbound on the 45 for 19er Flying W.
We're just letting people know that we're like 5 miles out, and we're going to be landing on runway 19. This atmospheric haze is really strange. I haven't seen that amount of smog in the air for probably the whole year, so that's some kind of temperature inversion.
Good, I guess.
So we're going to get ready to land. So it's gas on both, on the tank, gas, undercarriage. We are inside a gear operating range, so we can go ahead and put the gear down. And you'll see the gear, there's the gear light, is already green. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop, switches, and seatbelts. So we're all set, we think. So you see that green light right there?
That means the gear's down.
Yeah, well that's supposed to mean the gear's down, but look out in that mirror on the wing. That's the second check we have that the gear is down. Can you see the gear in that mirror?
Yep.
There's 2 wheels we can see. We know we have 2 down. And we're pretty much on a 45 right over the nursery right now. So we're going to do another gumps check. It's gas, undercarriage, down and lock, mixture prop, switches, seatbelts, and flaps. So we got 1-notch flaps in already.
South Jersey traffic, Cessna 20105, 45 to the downwind 26 South Jersey. Flying W traffic, Cardinal 07 Golf is left downwind 19er Flying W.
Flying W, November 780 Papa, turn and left crosswind 19. Flying W.
Okay, so there's a guy behind us. I got him in sight. He's way behind us. We're going to be a lot faster than him. We're now parallel to the runway on a midfield left downwind. There's a runway right there, so we're going to make 2 left turns and we'll be landed. I'm going to grab one more notch of flaps. We're in the white arc, gears down and locked.
W, November 2780, Sierra Papa, turn to the left, downwind runway.
So we want to be at about a 250 foot per minute descent, so I'm just going to take a touch of power out. And we want to be slowed up to about 80 knots, 80 miles an hour when we get on final, so that's going to happen. We're already at 80 right there. I'm going to add just a touch of power. And we want to be stabilized on our approach by the time we get to about 500 feet. Wow, some big birds just flew right under us too, really big birds. So you see these power lines out here, Sam?
Yeah.
Coming this way. So we're going to go just past them, then we're going to turn left. And after we turn, actually you can put the next notch of flaps in for me, but wait till we're level.
Line W traffic, 07 Golf, Cardinal is left base for 19er.
Okay, you can go ahead and drop the next notch of flaps. Push it that way, there's a detent, and then just drop it and look out the window. And confirm the flaps are down.
Yeah, they're good.
So we have full flaps, gas, undercarriage, mixture prop switches, seat belts. I'm going to add just a touch of power. So we're going to make one more left turn and we'll be on final approach. And at that point, it's just a matter of slowing down and landing. We're going to do a very shallow turn to intercept this.
So the field at 2,100, going to cross and swing around the south, clear of the downwind.
So the most important thing is that the gear is down and locked, and we have a green light there. And now see those 2 lights on the left side of the runway?
Yep.
They're both white right now, so that means we're just a little bit high. So we're just going to wait till one of them turns pink or red, and then we're going to add a touch of power. So our airspeed is now 75 miles an hour. Still a little bit high, so I'm going to take a little power out. There's the red light coming on. There it is red, you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
They got one red and one right, and we're just going to trim the nose up, gears down and locked. This is runway 19, and we're just going to try and land real smooth here. That's about as smooth as it gets in this plane.
Alright.
And we're going to try and get back on the center line here before somebody, one of my flight instructor friends sees me.
Papa, turn to final for runway 19, flying W.
So there's some planes getting ready to land at Philly. So you can see we're really close to the Philadelphia airspace from here.
Yeah.
South Jersey.
And that's that little bit of exhaust smell I was telling you about whenever we land. So I'm just going to open the window.
Stop for traffic, East Austin, 1 minute prior, covers over Harbor 5, and feet 1 minute prior at Harbor.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always cool. No matter what.
Traffic, Cessna 20105, clear the runway, South Jersey. 07.
We'll set up to cross fields and join the 45.
Flying W, 07 Golf, clear 19, flying W.
Okay, so I'm going to get the flaps up. If you can read that to me, it's going to say after landing checklist right there. Just read that to me. We're going to do it on the fly.
All right, flaps.
Flaps are up, 0.
Yep. Crawl flaps.
Cow flaps. We're going to say open or closed on those. Probably open, right?
Yeah, open.
Okay, so they're open.
Lights.
We're going to leave the beacon on. We'll get rid of the landing lights, and we'll leave the strobe off, okay?
Yeah, strobes are off. Mixture, lean for taxi.
We can do that now. Not much.
Trim.
Trim wheel reset for takeoff.
Then we're all good.
Good. So normally we stop the plane to do that, but we have 2 pilots now, so you did that for me. These guys are doing a discovery flight, it looks like. Oh, those are the guys that left in front of us, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
62.
We just want to make sure. That's one of the flight school planes.
Is that a 150?
That's a 172.
172.
There's 3 of those at the flight school, and that one I fly pretty much every day. That's like my favorite one, the 62862. This is my friend Seneca right here. We flew that thing down to, took that up to Martha's Vineyard and took it down to Ocracoke. whatever that is, South or North Carolina. I don't know, it looks like it's getting a new engine put in it.
About a 3/4 mile final, runway 26, South Jersey.
And you can see, everybody gets in these planes and thinks this is how you steer, so it's better to sometimes put your hands up here and learn how to do this, because this doesn't really do much in light wind. There is some technique to keep the aileron and elevator and rudder into the wind, but for the most part on a calm day it doesn't do anything. You can see all these guys are doing nice square patterns landing the plane. That's on downwind turning base.
Yeah.
So we will probably, let's see, I don't know if we'll, I mean, depending on how sharp of a turn he makes, probably going to let him land, maybe.
Flying W traffic, Skyhawk on base for 19, flying W. Flying W traffic, Cardinal 07 Golf, crossing north end at the hangar, got the arriving traffic in sight.
Okay, we're going to get across really quick.
And South Jersey traffic, arrow clear 26, South Jersey. Flying W traffic, Skyhawk, turn final 19, flying W. 07 Golf, crossing and clear of the north end of runway 19, flying W.
South Jersey traffic, Cessna 734 Whiskey Sierra, final 26 South Jersey.
So that's the rotating beacon for the Flying W. It's off during the day, but at night you can see that from about 20 miles away.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't really help because there's a bunch of other airports around here, but when you're doing an instrument approach, it's actually really helpful. And this piece of junk right next to my hangar here is my hangar neighbor bought that thing up on Long Island somewhere and brought it down here, and he's going to restore it, but he's like a machinist at Martin Marietta or whatever it's called, Lockheed Martin, so he has another plane in there. So I'm going to turn this plane facing that hangar so we can just push it straight back. So
okay.
The trick here is just not hitting anything on the hangars. So if you can grab that checklist, we're going to do an after landing. We did the after landing, we're going to do the shutdown.
Shutdown. Okay, so avionics off.
Okay, avionics off.